The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, my windows are open, I have a candle, I deep cleaned my room this morning, I took an everything shower this morning. I think I'm ready to officially reset my life for the month of May. May! That is crazy. Does anyone else feel like, I know every year everyone's like, oh my god, it's going so fast. Does anyone else feel like this year in particular is going like on like 4 times speed rather than 2 times speed? I feel like it was just Christmas. What I do know is that I'm feeling really good this year. I have been really on top of my habits. I've been really on top of trying new things. I've been really focused on hobbies instead of scrolling, which we are talking about later because some of that kind of fell off last month, but it's okay. I didn't do an April reset just because I was switching everything over from the other channel to here. I didn't want it to be too confusing. I wanted to just start April with book videos on Gina Lillian and all my lifestyle videos back over here on Gina Lillian's lifestyle. I feel like I've been doing a lot more things for me in a way that isn't selfish necessarily, in like a way that is just like putting myself first, which is something I don't do often. I've been feeling really good about it. So despite not having an April reset, I think that we can like really get into May and really make sure like May is a good month. And honestly, I did kind of miss my April reset because I did feel a little discombobulated throughout this month because I wasn't focused on my goals and my habits like I have been with the other previous months. I had a big trip at the beginning of this month. Once again, how is it already the end of April when I'm filming this? How is this about to go up when it's like literally almost May? Or I don't know if this is actually going up in May already. I'm not sure. So that kind of threw me off for April. We're in need of a reset mentally. I have my physical reset done, as you can tell with, you know, the deep clean, the open windows, the like spring energy in the air, the everything shower. I did all that, but we need a mental reset. We need an organization planner reset more than anything. Let's not delay. Let's just get right on into it. First and foremost, hi, if you're new here, my name is Gina. We do productivity and lifestyle content over here. If you are like, hey, you only posted 3 videos in the last year and they were all this month, it's because I was posting a lot of these lifestyle type videos on my other channel, the channel Gina Lillian. It's a long story. You can watch this vlog if you want the explanation. I'm not gonna get into it. If you're new here, you probably don't care anyway. But we're back. This is the new consistent every week YouTube videos. We are doing 2 videos a week, so we will have videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. Let's talk about how I did for April. Like I said, kind of already, as far as an April reflection goes, I feel like this month had really high highs and really low lows. Really high highs, I went to Vegas with some of my friends, which was really exciting. I had so much fun, but was totally not like on my wellness habit girl grind, which is okay. Life is about balance. But I came back and it was like immediate. It was immediate. And one of my yearly goals is to invest in travel, so that has been really great. As fun as that was, as soon as I got home, it was like, we're cleaning everything. We are making sure my Sunday resets are happening every Sunday. We are making sure like my hair is washed, and we're making sure like we can get my skin back to how it was. I'm breaking out right now, but it was so good before the trip. After the trip, it was so much worse than it is now. And eating better, I haven't been drinking any adult beverages, like I said, because I just really have been trying to reset my system. So those are both highs in their own ways. Like, yes, maybe some of my habits fell, but it's because I was living in the moment on a trip having fun. Like, that's the time to make sure your habits aren't like having to, you know, be checked off all the time. And then there's the other high of, you know, kind of like resetting and refreshing your life again after a trip, and, you know, getting everything back in check and getting back on your habits and goals. I do feel like last week was the first week since my trip that I really was consistent with my habits and goals, but I will also say that some things fell through. I was scrolling a lot more this month. I was more apt to picking up my phone in quiet moments and scrolling rather than just like sitting and letting myself breathe. All of those things led me to where I'm at now, which I feel is very reset and at peace and ready for the new month. And I'll get into that as we go, but just know, like, I am feeling good. All of those lows kind of guided me towards feeling better. So let's talk about my April goals, and we'll go over what I actually marked off. Something that I should note, since I haven't done a monthly reset on here since last year, is that all of my monthly goals, pretty much all of them, except for some new ones that I made this month. Once again, we'll get into that when I get there. All of my monthly goals, I actually set at the very beginning of the year as smaller subsets of my yearly goals. I always say like you should do this, and this is the first year that I think I actually fully did this correctly. I think it did help, like setting my yearly goals and then going through month by month, breaking it up not only to months but into quarters of the year, saying I want to focus on these yearly goals in this quarter, and then looking at that quarter and saying, oh, I want to do all these mini goals based off the yearly goals I'm focusing on. That has been so helpful. I have a whole video talking about this and talking about all my yearly goals over on the other channel. Once again, all lifestyle videos are going to be over here now, but this is when I was like, you know, posting lifestyle over there. So I will have that video linked down below. I have been doing so good on my goals this year, better than I think I ever have in my life. And I do think it's because of how I structured all of my yearly goals and, you know, broken them down into quarterly and monthly goals. So the first two goals I didn't do. They both had to do with scrolling. I only had 6 goals this month, and I did that on purpose because of the trip I took. I knew that like for a week and a half straight, like the first 9 days of the month, I was like pretty much just like out. So the first goal I had was only 1 day allowed per week for scrolling. I didn't do this. Like I said, I got really into the doom scrolling towards like mid-month. In the last week, I've been really good about not doing it. I'm actually filming a video now that will be up in a few days. I think it's like 4 videos from now, so next week, of a digital detox day that I'm doing today, where I'm completely not going on my phone at all other than to like, you know, edit and text my mother. It started well, but I did not complete that goal. The next goal was 15 minutes allowed for scrolling each evening. So this wasn't necessarily like at night before bed. This was just like, if I get home from work, after I get everything done, if I want to just scroll before I start my night routine, I can. Once again, started well. I completely ignored this though. I think that's a good idea. I am looking at that and I'm like kind of considering adding that to my May goals. The next goal I did do, it was start posting on the lifestyle channel again. Hey, you know what? I think the last video I posted before my like hiatus for a year was an April reset. Be curious to go back and watch that just to see like where I'm at. I'm in a completely different place than I was last year, and thank God I feel so much better. 2026 has been so much of a better year than 2025. The next thing I did do, I had planned summer content. This was actually something that took me a lot longer than normal. I feel like I have now, after posting lifestyle for a year, whether it was here or on the other channel, I've been posting lifestyle content for about a year and a half consistently now. I have figured out what I like to post, what I like to film, the videos I like to do, the niches in lifestyle that I like talking about, even though lifestyle is a niche itself, like the sub-genre niches. So I was really intentional with my summer content planning, and when I plan content like super far in advance, I try planning like the next quarter of content in advance because I like filming and editing in advance because I have a busy life. This is not my full-time job. This is like a hobby that I happen to get paid for, and I'm so grateful for that, but I have a full-time job and my life is just gonna get busier and busier as the year goes on because it's in education. Things are slowing down now, but I work in education and I really wanted to make sure that my content was planned. So the idea is that I can move things around, but the video ideas themselves are what I'm focusing on and working on. If I get to like August and I'm like, oh, I have this video planned for the end of August, I don't want to do that, I have time to like, you know, switch it out. And so I did plan my summer content. This took me like 2 days. In fact, I actually have summer content planned starting in May, so you guys will start seeing a lot of that start to pop up. It'll like obviously peak around July, and then August we get into fall content. I then have save all the money I've been making from social media. I have done this, and this is the first time ever I've been able to do this. Finally, the last thing I actually have been doing too, you would all be so proud of me, focus on whole foods, which just means like incorporating more whole foods into my diet, making sure that I am cooking at home and eating a little healthier. So let's look now at my May goals. May is right around the time that like summer starts to hit. So the first of my May goals is block TikTok to 5 opens a day for 10 minutes each. I actually have the Opal app. This is not sponsored. They don't know who I am, but I love Opal. It has saved me a lot from doom scrolling. I have been better about not, you know, undoing the app block. I can only open TikTok 5 times in one day, and each time I open it, I can only open it for 10 minutes at a time. This one stops me from just like picking up my phone and scrolling anytime there is just like a natural pause in the day where I have nothing to do. This stops me from doing that because I can only do that 5 times in one day, and typically I don't go over the 5 times. It's just as helpful because I feel like we need to let ourselves be bored. I feel like it's okay to just like have to sit and do nothing for 5 minutes, because really, like, think about it, like you have one task and then you have another task like 10 minutes later, or you have to leave for something 10 minutes later, and instead of just letting your brain be nothing, you are going from task mode, work mode, stimulation, task mode, work mode. Where is the calm in that? Where is the peace? You're obviously gonna feel exhausted at the end of the day. I felt exhausted from doing that, so that is why I have this. I then added this goal. I want to post 1 talking TikTok a day. I do post TikToks every single day, but lately, and I'm so blessed and I'm feeling so grateful for it, not complaining at all, I've been getting a lot of brand deals, which is really, really great, and they're all for brands that I know and love and use. I don't promote things that I don't genuinely believe in, so I've been so lucky and grateful for these brand deals, but I've noticed that like a lot of them will be due at the same time, so I'll be like posting my TikToks, posting everything, and all of a sudden like the next 6 videos are all brand deals, and that just is not fair to like my audience. Of course, I'm promoting something I would just naturally promote and already believe in because that's what I do. This is not my full-time job. It's still a brand deal, and I know people don't like that, so I want to make sure that I am still posting like valuable content to my audience that isn't sponsored, because I still think my sponsored content can be valuable, but I want to be posting things for my audience that doesn't make me feel so much like a QVC channel, you know? The next thing I want to do is start my EdTPA study plan, because like I said, I'm student teaching. With student teaching comes the EdTPA. I can't technically start doing anything for the EdTPA until I am registered and like in the course and like know what grade I'm teaching, because a lot of it is lesson plans and state standards are specific to grades. So I can't just make a lesson plan with no state standards, because the goal of the lesson is to teach the California state standard in some way. I want to be practicing and doing what I can to study for any of the tests, any CSETs, anything like that, any educational tests. I'm gonna be starting a lot of those during the summer and really doing the EdTPA during the fall and winter. I also want to start training for my 5K. I did start this a while ago and then life happened, but now once again with summer coming up and having so much extra time, I know that I can start doing this consistently. The next thing I want to do this month specifically is save money for travel through summer. There already are a few things I know I'm doing. Like I already have a trip booked in the summer. I know that I will probably be making trips out of state to visit people this summer, so I really want to save money for travel. Going with that, I want to work at least 15 days throughout the month, which like woe is me. Oh my god, I have to work 15 days. I actually love my job. Finally, I want to stay 2 videos ahead, which by filming this video and getting it edited today like I'm going to do, I will be 2 videos ahead, and if I can like stay that way all month, I will be happy, because it will be my first full month consistently posting back on this channel 2 times a week. I really want to make sure that May I'm just super consistent and I can keep that up, and I do want to make sure that I'm still filming and editing book videos whenever I can and whenever I can get them up, and staying as consistent as possible over there without an actual schedule. So that is my May reset. I am feeling so excited about this month. I'm feeling so aligned. My camera literally says 111 right now. It doesn't get more aligned than that. I feel like that is just such a good sign for this month. If you like this video, you can go ahead and subscribe, of course. Like it, you know what to do. All of my socials are linked down below, and with that, I will see you guys all in the next one. Okay, bye!